How's it going, guys? Brian Daniff here. It's been a while. What else is new? The sky is blue, the grass is green, the water is wet, and the Yankees are mediocre. So obviously it has been a while. We are in the off-season now. Today I'm recording this on December 18th, 1 week away from Christmas. Hope you guys are all having a happy holiday season. No matter what you celebrate, if you celebrate, whatever. But for the Yankees and their fans, it's been kind of probably a rough few weeks, to say the least. A rough year. We thought 2013 was really disastrous with all the injuries and missing the playoffs, and Mariano Rivera retiring. Much more of the same in 2014, and even bigger disappointments because this team, obviously, they spent a lot of money and put a lot of money into this team, and they were one game worse than they were in 2013. They won 85 games in 2013, 84 this season. So it was a disappointment, and it was clear that the Yankees they were really stuck at a crossroad. Where do they double down and go for it all and just keep spending money and putting money into the team and trying their hardest to build a supreme team to just dominate and win the World Series? Or do they go the other route and kind of, they really have three options, but they're only considering two. And they're only really, now it seems like they're only addressing one. Or do they take the route of just doing what you have to do to get by? Pretty much my school career to date, but doing what you have to do to get by, and just kind of passing off and getting, and doing well, but not doing as well as you could. Wow, that got really personal. Anyway, but yeah, so that's what the Yankees basically, in my opinion, have done, because most of the big name free agents, I wouldn't say most, but a good amount of the free agents that the Yankees were targeted or that would fit with this team are gone. The Yankees have made a few signings and deals. Of course, as you guys all know, a few weeks ago they traded for Didi Gregorius to be the Yankees' new shortstop. Then later that day they signed Andrew Miller to a 4-year, $36 million contract. He's a left-handed reliever. Had an absolutely dominating year with the Red Sox and Orioles in 2014. Was great in 2013 as well with the Red Sox when they went on to win the World Series. They signed Chase Headley this week to a 4-year deal, so he's back. But they've lost David Robertson to the White Sox and Brandon McCarthy to the Dodgers, and they've really kind of taken one step forward and two steps back, in my opinion. Because as I said, they're kind of just, to me, they're not, because they said they're not interested in Lester. They really weren't in on they weren't in on Lester that much. They said they aren't in on Scherzer right now. And, I mean, the guys coming back are all old and injury prone, and, if you expect bounce back seasons from them, don't even expect them to play a full season. Every single guy in that lineup has question marks, and tremendous question marks of not only health but literal ability, because Brian McCann couldn't get on base last year. Carlos Beltran was hurt, but then he apparently was fine, and he felt nothing in his elbow whatsoever, and he was, hitting .230 still. Mark Teixeira had a pretty decent first half looking at the statistics, and then he had the worst second half of any player in history. Hopefully, I would think that would sound appropriate. He hit like 150 in the second half and hit like 5 home runs. So, and also was on and off the field. Alex Rodriguez, who knows? I mean, who knows? I think he's going to be the DH. I think he'll be healthy coming into spring training, but he's going to near 40 years old. He'll be 40 years old in July. What can you really expect out of him? He hasn't played in a year. Last time he played a full season, a literal full 162-game season, or something like that, was 2007. because 2008, I think he missed 20 games. 2009, he missed about 30, 40 with a hip. 2010, he missed about 20. 2011, he missed about 80. In 2012, he missed 60, 80. And 2013, obviously, he missed most of the season with the second his hip injury, and then he played only like 40 games at the end of the season. So it's crazy when you think about it. Alex Rodriguez really has not played a full season since he was like 34, 33, and he's about to turn 40. So that really says something. And maybe it's steroid use, maybe it's a bunch of other things. Who really knows? Well, we know it's steroid use, but is that why he's been hurt? Who knows? But yeah. So that's like the middle of the order. Didi Gregorius, he is 24 years old. I am happy the Yankees have him because he's great defensively, but he will hit towards the bottom of the lineup, and I think he'll be a serviceable 8 or 9 hitter. But by serviceable, I mean probably no better than 230, 240, with 10 home runs and hopefully no BP over 320. I'm setting the bar low for Gregorius. Nothing against him. As I said, I'm happy the Yankees now have a young, cost-controlled shortstop that is solid defensively under team control for 5-6 years. But he isn't going to offer much offensively, at least right now. Chase Headley has had that one great season in 2012, that one amazing season in 2012, and really mediocre and pretty average every other season since then. So who knows what he's going to be? I mean, the Zips and the Steamer projections, they look promising. They look like he'll, whatever that means, I really don't know. It's just what I saw. It looks like he'll be a 250, 260 hitter every year, 20 home runs, something like that. I'll take that, obviously. He's a switch hitter, that helps. And he's good defensively. But you just look up and down this team, and every single player, you're like, wait, are the Yankees really relying on them to do what they used to do 5 years ago? Or when I'm looking at guys like CeCe Sabathia in the rotation and Tanaka, if he's healthy, and if he is healthy, is he going to be able to throw the splitter and be the same pitcher he was before the injury? And I really doubt that. I don't know. And the bullpen, is Dellin Betances, if he does close, there's no telling he's going to be successful. I think he will be. But relievers are fluky. David Robertson was consistent year in and year out, but most relievers, they have one great year, one average year, one terrible year, and then that cycle kind of repeats. And it flip-flops. Dellin Betances could have a 5 ERA next year in 10 games, be sent to AAA. This team isn't going anywhere right now. They need starting pitching. They re-signed Chris Capuano to a 1-year, $5 million contract, and as much as people said, oh, it's just a depth move, don't matter. It doesn't matter. Don't worry. Somehow he's going to end up making 25 starts for the Yankees because that's just the way things happen. And if that's the case, they're doomed. And I really just, health-wise, I don't think they'll stay healthy. Production-wise, these guys are old. These guys are way past their peak. This team is really stagnant right now, and I don't even think signing Scherzer would make that much of a difference. It might just bring them up to an 85-win team. Right now, they're like, I think, an 80-win team, and if that, they're lucky the AL East is kind of wide open because every team kind of sucks. To say it nicely, I mean, the Red Sox made a lot of moves, but last year they were in last place, and they have a lot of question marks. The Blue Jays have made a lot of moves again, but they made a lot of moves 2 years ago, and they were in first place in June of this year, and look what happened. The Orioles lost a lot of players. They will be gaining back players, Matt Wieters, Manny Machado. But they lost Markakis, Cruz. There's a lot of problems with them. The Rays are rebuilding, so the division is open. And I could totally see the Yankees somehow scratching, clawing and scratching their way to another 85-ish win season and making the playoffs this time because the AL East is so bad. I don't think any team will have over 90 wins right now. Things could change, but that's my opinion right now in mid-December with 2 months left of the offseason to go. But either way, the Yankees are really they're bad. They're bad. They are. And I'm not really excited. I'm excited for next season because there's a lot of new faces. You'll have a full season of Headley, a full season of Martin Prado, Didi Gregorius. The post-Derek Jeter era will begin, as crazy as that is to say. And you know, it's the Yankees need to rebuild, but they're not, and they're just not accepting it. You know, I think they know where their organization is heading, but they can't give up because they have to sell tickets, they have to fill the stadium, have to sell jerseys, all that stuff. That's the only reason I can think of why the Yankees haven't really hit the reset button yet. And also, you know, if there was an off-season rebuild, it was last season, as I said. I didn't want the Yankees to spend all that money that they did last year because this year could have been a transition year, could have been a rebuild type year. Instead, they went for it all and they fell flat on their faces, and they were just as bad as they might have been if they just kind of rode with the guys already in the organization at the end of 2013. I really believe that. So, and now they have, you know, that was, and they mentioned that they're still mentioning this, that, oh, well, guess what? In 2 years, we'll be free from CeCe's contract. We'll be free from A-Rod's contract. We'll be free from Teixeira's contract. Yeah, but you're still going to be in McCann's contract now. You're still going to have Ellsbury's contract. God knows what happens with Tanaka. What's going to happen? He'll still be under contract if he doesn't opt out after the third year. So the Yankees really just kind of set themselves back to where they were 2-3 years ago, where they still have a lot of money in the payroll, and while some money's coming off, a lot of money's staying on, and they have a lot of overpaid, old, bad players, and that's all I really can say right now. That they're really stuck in a really bad place, and obviously the offseason is still young, and they could bring in a lot of pitching and make this a serviceable, competitive, maybe playoff caliber team. But right now, you'd be crazy to say the Yankees are anywhere close to returning to October. It's been 2 years since they made the playoffs. What is it going to be? It's 5 years now since they won the World Series. It's probably going to be a bit longer of a wait past 2015. So that's all I have to say right now, guys. That's it. As I said, things could change. I could come into 2015 if I make a preview in April. I could say, you know what? I like this team. I like this. I like that. If this happens, if that happens. But I said that this year too. I said if this happens, if that happens, if Teixeira is healthy, if Tanaka is perfect and healthy, if CeCe comes back and he's healthy and he's productive, if Jeter hits 300 and he's healthy. None of that happened, and we're going into another season where things could go right if everything goes right. It has to be perfect, and I don't see how it's gonna be. I just don't. I really don't. So yeah, that is it. That's all I have to say, guys. I hope you all have a happy holiday. If I don't make a video before then, which I probably won't, based on the way I make videos now, I don't have much time to just sit in front of a camera and talk all day and every day. And I apologize, but I'm going to try to keep at it and make some more and continue to talk about the Yankees and anything else that piques my interest. So that's pretty much it. As I said, go Yankees. Have a happy holiday, happy New Year. And hopefully for the Yankees, somehow 2015 ends up being brighter than this year and brighter than 2014 and 2013. But at this point, I don't see it. So I'll see you guys later.